Welcome to VSP News from Kolman's Korner. I'm your host, David A. Kolman, the editor of Fleet Maintenance Magazine, the only publication that is all maintenance, all management, all vehicle classes, all the time. There are a lot of misconceptions and misunderstandings about re-refined motor oils and lubes. To get the lowdown on re-refining, I visited with Scott Miller, the Director of Refining for Safety-Kleen's East Chicago, Indiana refinery, the largest oil re-refinery in North America. Safety-Kleen is a leading provider of environmental services to commercial, industrial, and automotive customers. It's also the largest re-refiner of used oil in North America. Miller explains what re-refined oil is.
Motor oil is used motor oil that's been collected and brought to us and run through our refinery using a lot of the same refining processes that it was manufactured with in the first place, and brought back to new specifications, and then used to blend into brand new products such as passenger car motor oils, heavy-duty diesel engine oils, hydraulic oils, automatic transmission fluids, things like that.
Today's re-refining processes are considerably different and much more advanced than when re-refining first began during World War II, when everything was in short supply. At that time, motor oil was basically just strained and reused, and that didn't make for a high-quality oil, and it got a bad reputation, a real bad reputation. Here again is Miller.
Like anything, technology's gotten better. The products have gotten better. Things have been standardized. We now have specifications for motor oils. You know, back then it was whatever you can get. But the bottom line is we've worked long and hard over the last 20-25 years to get a process that can take used oil and turn it back into base oils that are as good or better than what they're making from crude these days. I mean, analytically, performance-wise, basically any way you cut it, our stuff is just as good as what the majors are making from crude. And we have the technology to do that. We've been doing that now for quite a few years.
For some insight into how the re-refining process works, here is how Safety-Kleen produces its EcoPower line of re-refined oils and lubes.
Here's the way we do it. The re-refining process consists of two unit operations: distillation and hydrotreating. Distillation essentially involves boiling the oil at increasingly higher temperatures and lower pressures. This allows us to separate the oil by its boiling point. Lighter oils, such as fuels, boil first, while the heaviest material, such as asphalt extender, doesn't boil at all. Vaporized light oil, water, and ethylene glycol move from the dehydration unit to the light ends recovery tower, where they are further separated. The light oil is recycled and used to power our re-refinery, while ethylene glycol will eventually be used to make antifreeze. The wastewater is pre-treated in our wastewater treatment facility and then discharged to the local water treatment plant. The dehydrated oil then moves to the vacuum fuel stripper to produce fuel that is sold to industrial fuel burners, and then to the vacuum tower, where the oil is separated from another recycled and finished product, asphalt extender. At this point, the vacuum distilled oil enters the hydrotreating unit. This high-temperature, high-pressure catalytic hydrotreating process allows hydrogen to not only react with the oil to give it its final chemical properties, but also combine with the remaining contaminants in the oil for further purification processes. The next step is to remove the hydrogen and contaminants from the oil in the high-pressure separator. After passing through the steam stripper, final oil separation occurs in the lube fractionation tower. This tower separates the oil into 3 different oil grades: light viscosity lubricants suitable for general lubricant applications, medium viscosity lubricants for automotive and industrial applications, and high viscosity lubricants for heavy-duty applications such as diesel oil. The final step is to blend additives into these 3 grades of base oil to produce products with the right detergent and anti-friction qualities.
There are several environmentally friendly aspects to re-refined oils, including conserving resources and reducing emissions. That's according to Miller.
It takes about 85% less energy to manufacture a gallon of re-refined motor oil over producing it from crude. Okay, we've done quite an in-depth analysis on that. Also, most people don't realize when you get your oil changed and that oil is collected, there's about an 80% chance that oil is sent off to be burned in some type of incinerator, furnace, or in an industrial application, versus re-refining, which is what we do. So, when you burn that, you release all the carbon into the atmosphere and any contaminants that are in the oil. And it's certainly much, much better to take that oil and clean it up and put it back into your engine and use it again.
The market and demand for re-refined motor oils and lubes is growing, and you can read all about it by visiting Fleet Maintenance Magazine online. Thank you for tuning into VSP News from Kolman's Corner. I'm your host, David A. Kolman, editor of Fleet Maintenance Magazine, the only publication that is all maintenance, all management, all vehicle classes, all the time. Until the next broadcast, you can keep up to date with what is going on in our industry by visiting Fleet Maintenance Magazine online.